Hello and welcome to my channel Simple Science. In today's video, we will cover the third part of chapter 3 Force and Pressure, class 8 ICSE Physics. For first and second part, you can check the link in the description box. The link will also be provided in the end of this video. As you all know that liquids also exert pressure. In part 2, we had discussed the pressure exerted by liquid. This is the continuation of that. Pascal's law is based on the liquid pressure. Pascal's law is basically based on the transmission of pressure in a liquid. How pressure is transmitted in a liquid. When you apply force on a liquid, enclosed liquid, in this container you can see that the liquid is enclosed and there is a piston on which force is applied, and on the other side the car moves or it is lifted up. It is called hydraulic jack. It works on the principle of Pascal's law, and Pascal's law is based on the transmission or explains the transmission of liquid pressure. So when we apply force on one end of the piston, the force is transmitted through the liquid to the other part of this container, enclosed vessel, and the jack lifts up the car. The pressure exerted by the liquid is transmitted equally throughout the liquid. So it is transmitted equally, it is transmitted undiminished, and it is transmitted in all direction. Now what do you mean by that? If you apply a pressure of say 100 Pascal at this point, the same 100 Pascal will be transmitted to the other end. So that is the meaning of equally. Pressure is transmitted equally. Undiminished means what? Undiminished means without fading its value or without decreasing in value, and in all directions. That means the pressure is exerted equally in all directions. So Pascal's law is based on the transmission of liquid pressure. The statement of Pascal's law, it states that the pressure exerted anywhere in an enclosed, incompressible liquid is transmitted equally and undiminished in all directions throughout the liquid. So here basically these are the keywords. This word enclosed. In an enclosed liquid means it should be closed from all the sides. Incompressible, the liquid should not be compressible, and it is transmitted equally. The pressure value will not decrease, it will not fade. Undiminished, without fading its value. That means from reaching from one point to another point, its value remains same, it does not diminish. And in all directions throughout the liquid. So pressure exerted anywhere in an enclosed incompressible liquid is transmitted equally and undiminished in all directions throughout the liquid. We can do this experiment to prove or to verify Pascal's law. Fill water in a container and in an enclosed container, and close the upper end, and make some fill it with water and close the upper end, and then make some holes at different points, at different levels, at the top level and at the bottom level, all around. And now apply pressure with your thumb. Apply pressure with your thumb, apply force with your thumb, so it will exert pressure on the liquid. Now you will notice that from all the pores the water comes out with the same pressure. Even if the pore is at the bottom or whether the pore is on the top, the force with which the water comes out from this vessel is same. That means the pressure exerted here at this point is transmitted equally throughout the liquid, equally and undiminished throughout the liquid. This explains the Pascal's law. Okay. Now next is the factors that affect the pressure at a point in a liquid. In part 2 we have already discussed what are the factors that affect the pressure at a point in a liquid. Now here the first factor is depth or height. So depth is one factor which affects the pressure. Now depth means the height from the free surface. So if you go down or if you go deep inside water, the pressure increases. So that is one factor. Height is one factor. Next factor is density. Density of the liquid. The symbol rho denotes density. This symbol is called rho and it denotes density of a liquid. So if you take water and glycerin, as we have already discussed in part 1, if you take water and glycerin has more density, so the pressure exerted will be more. So more the density, more is the pressure. The third point is, or the third factor is acceleration due to gravity. Its value remains constant. So pressure is equal to H into rho into G, where H is height or depth from the free surface, rho is the density of the liquid, and G is acceleration due to gravity. Pressure exerted by a gas and Boyle's law. Boyle's law explains the pressure exerted by a gas. Now you can see here there are two containers. In first container you can see that the piston is pulled upwards. The pulling up increases the volume and decreases the pressure. You can see that there are a few molecules. If you count, there are 8 molecules to show that the mass is fixed. In this container also there are 8 molecules, and in the other container also, in the second container also, there are 8 molecules. That means the mass is fixed. And when the piston is pulled up, the volume increases. When volume increases, collision decreases. And when collision decreases, the molecules will exert less pressure on the walls of the container. And in the second picture you can see that the piston is pushed downwards. Now when the piston is pushed downwards, the volume decreases. When volume decreases, pushing down decreases the volume and increases the pressure. Now when the piston is pushed down, what happens? The collisions increases. When collision increases, it will exert more pressure on the walls of the container. So pressure value increases. So how pressure is related to volume? If volume is more, pressure is less. If volume is less, pressure is more. So that means they are inversely related to each other. Now Boyle's law states that pressure of a fixed mass of a gas at a constant temperature is inversely proportional. Inversely. These are the keywords. What is underlined are the keywords. Fixed mass is a keyword. Constant temperature is also a keyword. So pressure of a fixed mass of a gas at a constant temperature is inversely proportional to the volume of the gas. This is the relation P is proportional to 1 by V, or P into V is equal to constant. What do you mean by P into V is equal to constant? That means the product of pressure and volume is constant. Now I will explain you using this example. Now you can see that in the first container the volume is 1 liter. Volume is 1 liter and pressure is 100 mm of Hg. In this one, volume is decreased. It becomes half. 0.5 liter means half liter. So volume becomes exactly half and pressure becomes double, 200 mm of Hg. But if you take the product of P1 and V1, you will see that P1 into V1 is equal to 1 into 100, that is 100. And P2 into V2 is 0.5 into 2, that means half into 200 is equal to 100. That means in both the cases the value of pressure is 100 only. That means if the volume increases, pressure decreases. When volume decreases, pressure increases, but their product will remain constant. This is the meaning of this statement. PV is equal to constant, and this is the mathematical expression for Boyle's law. Okay. Now relationship between pressure and volume. As you know that the pressure is inversely related to volume, or pressure is proportional to 1 by V. This pressure is proportional to 1 by V. So if you plot a pressure versus 1 by V graph, it will be a straight line. But if you plot a pressure and volume graph, then pressure is not directly proportional to V. Pressure is proportional to 1 by V. So if you plot a pressure versus volume graph, it will be a curved line. So if the question comes that plot or draw a graph, pressure versus 1 by V graph, then you should draw this graph. And if the question is draw a pressure versus volume graph, then you have to draw this graph. Atmospheric pressure. The air exerts pressure or atmosphere exerts pressure. So pressure exerted by atmosphere is called atmospheric pressure. The air molecules are pulled towards the earth due to earth's gravitational pull or earth's gravity. So the air molecules close to the surface of earth will be more as compared to as you go above earth's surface. So above earth's surface, as you go above earth's surface, as the height increases above surface, the air molecules will be less. So the pressure will be less. So as you go up above the sea level, the pressure will decrease. Why the pressure will decrease when you go up? And why pressure is more at the sea level or more near the surface of the earth? Because there are more molecules close to the earth's surface. Due to gravity, as you know that air is pulled towards earth due to its gravitational pull. So the molecules of air will be more close to the surface of earth. And as you go up, the molecules will decrease. So pressure will also decrease. Now the normal atmospheric pressure at sea level is 10 to the power 5 Pascal. At sea level, the atmospheric pressure value is 10 to the power 5 Pascal. And you can see that the value decreases, and at a particular height it becomes 0 also, 0 Pascal. When there is no air, no gas, there will be no pressure exerted by the gas molecules because there are no molecules. So the pressure becomes 0. And it is approximate value of Earth's atmosphere is 300 kilometer. That means the air molecules will be found up to 300 kilometer. The value may vary depending on the availability of air molecules. So the pressure can be felt up to a level of 300 kilometer. This is the approximate value. Okay. Now next topic is there is an experiment to show that air exert atmospheric pressure. Take some water or a very little amount of water in a container, heat it till it boils and its vapor moves out of the open area. Now what you have to do, immediately close the cap and put cold water on it. You will notice that the tin can gets crushed inwards. Why does this happen? This happens because when the water is boiled and it gets converted into vapors, the vapor exert pressure on the walls of the container, and since there is an opening, it escapes. Okay, now it exerts pressure on the walls of the container, and that pressure is balanced by the atmospheric pressure. But when you close the lid, still the whatever vapors are there inside, they balance the atmospheric pressure. But when you pour cold water on it, the vapors gets condensed. So when the vapors gets condensed, the inside pressure decreases. There are no vapors to exert pressure on the walls of the can. So the pressure decreases inside and air pressure becomes more than the pressure inside. So air exerts pressure on the can, walls of the can from outside, and the tin can gets crushed inwards. Measurement of atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is measured using a device called barometer. So barometer is a device used for measuring atmospheric pressure. Here is a simple mercury barometer. It contains a mercury reservoir in which mercury is placed, and there is a tube, glass tube kept inverted in the mercury reservoir. Now what happens? It is an evacuated tube. So there is a vacuum, and this vacuum is called Torselian vacuum. What is this vacuum called? Torselian vacuum. Now what happens when air exert pressure or when atmosphere exert pressure? The level of mercury rises in the mercury tube, this column, mercury column. Now at sea level, the value of atmospheric pressure or value or reading in this reading of this mercury level will be 760 millimeter. or 76 centimeter. So at normal atmospheric pressure, the mercury level in this tube will be 760 mm or 76 centimeter. So this is about simple mercury barometer. But there are some defects. Now suppose the pressure increases, atmospheric pressure increases, the level of mercury will rise in the tube. Now there are some defects in the simple barometer. The defects are, first of all, the tube is not protected. This glass tube is not protected. The bowl or the mercury reservoir is open, so mercury can be contaminated. It is not portable, it is bulky. It is not portable. Portable means movable. It cannot be carried from one place to another place easily. So it is not portable, and it is difficult to take reading as there is no scale fixed. You have to take a scale and you have to measure the value. So it is difficult to take reading. So these are the defects of simple mercury barometer. All the defects of simple mercury barometer were rectified in 14's barometer. It is easily portable, it is compact as compared to simple barometer. And the glass tube or the tube containing mercury is protected using a protective brass tube. And there is an adjustment screw also to adjust the level. And this is the barometer tube. As you can see the arrow, this is a barometer tube, and there is a scale also fixed in this, and there is a vernier scale also to take accurate reading. Vernier scale measures due to vernier scale we can measure the accurate reading. So, and this is the mercury reservoir. Here you can see mercury in this reservoir. Now advantages of 14's barometer. First advantage, which was not there in simple barometer, is tube is protected. It is easily portable and reading can be taken easily as scale is attached with it. Consequences of pressure in our daily life. First consequence, you can see in this picture that there are some sea divers. They wear a special protective suit. So the reasoning question may come, give reason why divers wear a special protective suit. This is because of the pressure. As you go deep inside sea, the pressure increases. So with increase in depth, pressure increases. So to withstand that high pressure, they wear a special protective suit. This is the second example where there is a dam. The wall of the dam is made thick at the bottom. Again, as you go deep inside water, the pressure increases. At the greater depth, pressure is high. So to withstand that high pressure, the wall of the dam is made thick. Then the next one is the size of the bubble grows as it goes up, or as it comes close to the free surface. Why does this happen? Now this happens because as you go up, the pressure increases. As you go close to the free surface, the pressure decreases. Pressure value will decrease. And if pressure decreases, the volume increases according to Boyle's law. According to Boyle's law, pressure is inversely related to volume. So if pressure is less here, at this point pressure is less, so volume will be more. At this point pressure is more, so volume will be less. So the size of the bubble is less here, and as it goes up, the pressure decreases, volume increases, so the size of the bubble grows up or increases. Then the next example is, you can see that it is easy to hammer a nail with a sharp or pointed tip, and it is difficult to hammer a nail with blunt tip. Why? Again, the reason is pressure is equal to force upon area. So pressure is inversely related to area. So if area is less, pressure exerted will be more, and if area is more, area of the tip is more, pressure exerted on the wall will be less. The next example, it is easy to cut with the sharp edge of the knife. Reason is same, area. Pressure depends on area. How? Inversely. So if area is less, surface area is less, pressure exerted will be more. So with sharp edge, it is easy to cut. We will go through the recap of important points from the whole chapter, or from part 1, part 2 and part 3 of the video. Formulae, important formulae as we have discussed. This is from the whole chapter, force and pressure. Moment of force is equal to force into distance. Pressure is equal to force upon area. Pressure is equal to H rho g. These are the three formulae which you have to learn from this chapter. Units: SI unit of force is Newton, CGS unit of force is Dyne, SI unit of moment of force is Newton meter, CGS unit of moment of force is Dyne centimeter, and SI unit of pressure is Pascal or Newton per meter square. Now some important values. 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power 5 Dyne. 1 Newton meter is equal to 10 to the power 7 Dyne centimeter. 1 Newton per meter square is equal to 1 Pascal, and 760 mm of Hg is same as 10 to the power 5 Pascal or Newton per meter square. Hope you liked the video. For first part and second part of chapter force and pressure, you can check the link given in the description box. Now if you like the video, please like it, share it with your friends and subscribe my channel Simple Science. Thank you. Take care.